We're BTN, a startup company out of Singapore that's working to democratize the understanding of complex systems. BTN combines modeling, storytelling, and design to make mathematical models that aren't intimidating, but rather intuitive, accessible, and more engaging. Take, for example, this model on population dynamics. This is what it looks like in a conventional modeling software. And here's what it looks like in our app. We've added visuals to represent the different variables in the system, making it much easier to understand. We've also layered the model to have different depths. You can zoom in to see the details or zoom out for an overview of the system. Want to look under the hood? Tap any of the images and out pops an explanation of that variable's role in the model, along with the equation or graph that drives it. When you simulate the model, you can literally see the changes ripple through the system as the images grow and shrink. If you'd like to experiment with the settings, just open this pre-built slider panel, go in and change any variable you want, and resimulate the system to see what happens over time. When you do that, you'll automatically get a comparative graph, which lets you see the changes in comparison to a base run. You'll also see a summary that explains what just happened. Each model includes a built-in story. The story takes you through understanding the causal structure, simulating it, experimenting with the model, and highlighting key insights. Here you see the population model being unfolded to explain causal links and why it's structured the way it is. Two-dimensional models like this one tend to be very familiar to people and work really well when you want to emphasize the link between the structure and the behavior of a system. But sometimes it makes more sense to use a three-dimensional interface. They're far more engaging and can create natural ways to represent complex, abstract concepts like arrays and modules. Here's a 3D interface for a fishery dynamics model. Different players control their own boats and move around the fishery catching fish. The size of each boat's catch is shown on the sliders above them. Each boat functions independently, but together they influence the overall performance of the system. Now, a big challenge when you use a 3D interface is that it can end up like a black box, hiding the underlying structure. So we've incorporated a 2D model right within this 3D world. A user can simulate the 2D model to see how the causal structure and feedback loops drive the system. They can then use insights gained to inform their decisions in the 3D world. Here's another 3D model on CO2 emission and accumulation. But instead of representing the system with boxes, arrows, and equations, we've created a mini planet to manage. You can add coal-powered plants, windmills, and even plant trees. All that influences the amount of emission and absorption, which in turn determines how much CO2 ends up in the atmosphere. Now, this is a pretty simple model, but you can imagine how it could be extended to a real-world application, given actual emission data from different countries and the ability to explore options for addressing climate change. Going even beyond 3D, we enter the realm of virtual and augmented reality. These media are in their infancy, but they're extremely cool and are likely to become a dominant way for interacting with computers. So what are systems models going to look like in that future? Are policymakers going to stand around a virtual city testing and tweaking potential policies? Will we build models out of thin air? It's hard to say, but we're discovering new ways to meaningfully combine virtual reality with systems models. Here you see that same 3D fishery dynamics model, except now you're on one of the boats. You'll notice the 2D model is built into a panel that's hovering right in front of you. With all this integrated together, the two-dimensional, the three-dimensional, and virtual reality, you can see numerous ways that we can combine great design with serious modeling to produce models that are far more accessible, engaging, intuitive, and definitely a lot more fun. We continuously work with consultants, research groups, and educators worldwide to build models with unique features that meet the needs of our clients. If you'd like to see more of what's possible given your target audience, take a look at our website, find us on social media, and get in touch. We'd love to hear from you.